The older I get, the more I start to realize it was never about what I did. If you give yourself over to what you're passionate about, no matter what it is, that journey will change you. Before I was a professional dancer, before I traveled the world as a videographer, before I published my first book, I was working on documentaries when I was 16. I've tried on a lot of different hats in my life, but one thing I've always known is that I want to inspire and change the world.
Hello, parents. Hey. Background of this project is about passion. One thing I knew that I wanted to do was talk to you guys about my backstory as far as like things that I've been passionate about go.
You wanted to be the president.
How old was I when I said that? And did I even know what the president was?
You did know what the president was, and I don't.
You knew that he was in charge. There was a time, you wanted to make this big, extravagant thing for your sister when you guys were pretty small, and you wanted to make something out of cardboard. And I said, no, and you really wanted to. And like, you're just going to make a mess. And your mom said, let him do it. He's creative. And that was a real lesson for me because, to try and curb my own perceptions to let you be as creative as you want.
You always had a passion to entertain and to give back to people and perform.
But creative living rarely follows a logical path. At one point, I was even dressing up as superheroes for kids' birthday parties. I honestly get nervous some days that I will never find a place to land creatively. I think this really hit me hard when I was 23. I was in LA auditioning to be a backup dancer. The week before, I was interviewing to be a dog walker because I was down to my last dollar. But that week, I booked the biggest dance job of my career, dancing for Britney Spears. Five years of hustling dreams had finally paid off. It didn't take me long to have this sort of quarter-life crisis thought, though. A sort of, I'm 23 years old and I just booked my dream job. I hadn't looked or imagined anything past this. So, what do I do? It was around that time that I started traveling and making videos.
Day 2 in Morocco.
I'm super excited to be in Tokyo.
In Thailand. On this trip to Petra.
And action.
In the span of about 2 years, I saw 30 different countries. I don't know if you can see the world and not come back with something to say. After a point, the writing just started to come. And my best friend actually was the one who said, you should publish your work. And my honest thought was, no, I can't change paths and uproot again. I was just starting to build momentum as a videographer. But someone finally said to me, stop worrying about finding the one thing you're meant to be great at. Your real work is to be great at being yourself. There's a piece of art that I look at every day. It says, you do have one thing right. Life is indeed much like a mystery novel. But you're wrong about being the private eye. You see, Basil, you're the missing person, and your job is not to be found until the very end. And until then, it's up to you to make it one hell of a page-turner.
The way I would characterize, my view of what you've done, and it's all about how do I influence people for the good.
So I asked my mom to do one of the drawings for the book. And she came up with this. This is fantastic.
What you're passionate about might change. But if you can manage to stay true to yourself, I think that's how we do it. That's how the art changes us. And that is how we change the world.